actually going to do the tattoo tag because I do get questions a lot when I go out about my tattoos, if they have meaning, if not. I have 4. Hopefully getting a lot more. I'm a huge tattoo junkie. I love them. And I'm going to kind of go in. I'll link photos up above with each picture. I was so hesitant with putting the photos on there because they are me, but you know what? They're always going to stay the same meaning for me, even if other people have them. Like, it's still going to be my meaning. So let's just get started. Okay, so the first tattoo I got was right after I got my horse, actually the next day, but it wasn't really related to him. It was just related to my passion for horses and stuff like that. So I got this one. It was my first. And I'll link a photo right here. And yeah, so it's actually just a horseshoe with a purple, like, violet butterfly and a teal butterfly. As you can tell, I love teal and aqua and those kind of colors. And so yeah, so that was the first one I got, which I was really, okay, for my first tattoo, I was incredibly nervous. I was 17, and I picked out just like a little tiny horseshoe because I was like, okay, well, if it hurts, it's going to be 2 seconds. He ended up saying, oh, can I draw it out? And I was like, oh, okay, not knowing, I thought he meant draw out the tattoo, like trace it. I'm like, yeah, okay. And no, when he came back, he had this design, and he's like, well, what do you think? And I was like, in love with it. I was like, oh my god, I have to have that. And I don't regret it. I love it. I don't have one tattoo I regret. All my tattoos they're part of the story of my life, and that's how I try to do. All my tattoos have a lot of meaning, and so that's still one of my favorite tattoos. So the next tattoo I got was this one, and no, it is not finished yet. I still have to add in the bubbles, and I'm probably going to add more to it going up my arm. A lot of people will say, does that mean, oh, I refuse to sink, or one of those generic kind of meanings? And I'm like, no, it actually means, for me, I did a lot of diving and free diving and that type of thing. And if anyone doesn't know, free diving is where you hold your breath and see how far you can go down. You got a flake, come up to the surface, and however deep you go, you kind of win. If you guys want to Google that, check it out. So, in like underwater rugby and stuff like that, anything where you had to hold your breath. So, I don't know if you guys, whoever are water people, if you go down and you look up when you're really, really deep underwater and you see those little bubbles floating up kind of like that, that's kind of what this represents. It's like the beauty of the dive and all that kind of thing, those bubbles and just that feeling, the water being down at the bottom and then seeing the bubbles. It's just incredible, and it makes you feel like very relaxed and peaceful and free. And that's actually what this tattoo represents, with the bubbles going up it. And I don't want to fill it in because I want it to be kind of perfect. I want to have that background and all that stuff how I wanted it. So that's kind of the meaning of that one. And that was my second one. I got it a little over a year after my collarbone tattoo. And I actually rate them. To me, my collarbone one was the least painful, even though they said it was probably going to hurt the most. But I have an incredibly high pain tolerance, so don't go off me if you guys are thinking of getting a tattoo. I found this one didn't really hurt at all. Like, and it was my first tattoo, so you're definitely like not sure what to expect with your first one. So on a pain scale, I'd probably say that was like a 4 or 5-ish. The second one, my anchor one, I'd say was more like a 5.5, 6. Definitely more tender on the inner parts of your arm. And I don't always recommend that for your first one. The outer parts I heard aren't that bad, but I haven't had any on my outer arms. So yeah, those are those 2 tattoos. My next one I got was actually this one. It says music, and it has the little heart there. And it wasn't too bad, actually. I'd say this was one of my more least painful tattoos. The only part that did kind of hurt was the part of the letters that kind of go here were a little bit more tender. I'd say that was like a 4. It really wasn't too bad. It was just the one little kind of sections that kind of hurt a little bit. And the majority of it was just facial expressions, like, kind of thing. The weird kind of grin you make when you get a tattoo. And that's pretty much all it was for me. It was totally bearable. And didn't really hurt at all. My next tattoo was my bird one, which is really awkward to actually get a good photo of. It's a bird with a ribbon. The ribbon represents anxiety and mental health. And the bird is just freedom and peaceful and just kind of going with it and not let it hold you down, not let it weigh you down. And that's kind of what it represents with the ribbon. The ribbon is like turquoisey teal color. I do need to get it done because I almost fell off my horse the next day, and when it was, or like weeks later, it was all scabbed. And then when I did that, it ripped the scabbing off and actually infected it. So I have a little line there, which you'll probably see when I take the photo. Not really that noticeable unless you look at it, but I just got to give it a touch up and it'll be fine. I've used the same guy for all but one of my tattoos, except for my first one. And with this one, I would definitely rate it more a 7 on the pain scale. It's really close to like that ditch you have in your arm, and it was brutal. I remember just sitting there making those grins and faces, and I couldn't even talk to him when he did it. Like, it was totally bearable. Like, I would do it again. It wouldn't be like the end of the world. Definitely probably nowhere near like your ribs or anything like that. But it was definitely up there on the pain scale for me. But like I said, it was totally bearable and nothing that was like scream out loud in pain. Not that I'm really like that. I more grin and bear it if it's sore. But I manage it, and I still love the feeling of getting tattoos. Call me crazy, but it's actually relaxing. The noise is actually relaxing to me. And so I figured I was do this tattoo tag now, and then if I get any more in the next little bit, I will add those in. Also, my sister has one too. She has on her leg like here, and it's music notes kind of going up on a banner. So maybe I'll link that in but I don't know if she'll be back so I can get a photo. So they're all being linked right up here. And yeah, I hope you guys liked this video. It's just a really quick one. I figured I'd do a few on Easter and give you guys some things to watch. And yeah, thank you for listening, everybody. And I hope I'll get back to you guys soon with some updates and things I'll be doing. I'll be doing a few more challenges, like I think it's called the Booza Bean Challenge or something like that. I'm not sure the name. With my sister, and I'll be doing a few different challenges. So stay tuned for those, and I'll keep them in this kind of section, my challenge section here. So thanks for listening, and have a good night, guys.